Good morning, Marana and Oro Valley. Happy Monday.
And all the in between at the county.
Yeah. It's Columbus Day. Today's
Is it?
Columbus Day.
Is it?
Yeah. Used to get school. Hang on a second.
They used to celebrate it? Or they used to.
Little Augusto coffee right there.
The
Fresh mugs. Hey, we got some
coffee.
personalized mugs. We're still using the generic Augusto, but thank you, Al, for the personalized.
Let's get
mugs.
the team. Let's get them to the team first
Yeah.
before we show them
Yeah.
off. And
Yeah.
then we'll show
Well, some of the
ours off.
teams already got theirs. I did show mine off on Facebook. Shout out. Thank you, Al. We appreciate it. Sipping that really good coffee here. Good morning, David.
Good morning. How are you?
Awesome. Busy weekend, especially for
man.
the Samarano family.
The Samarano family. Yeah, we had a wedding. Not me, but my brother had his wedding this weekend, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into those. You know, it's a ton of stuff for that 7 minutes of of ceremony that we all go through. But it was a great day. You know, they risked it a little bit. You know, with the weather that was reported, but
they were doing an outdoor wedding
but
for the wrist factor.
Not a single drop of water fell during setup or during the event. But after the wedding, a big old storm came, but it worked out.
You know, I was hearing, I won't say where I was hearing it from, people sharing that we were getting 7 inches. Actually, at my house.
Yeah.
And I was in and out all weekend. We had a lot of stuff going on too. Actually, at my house, very, very little rain.
Yeah. I don't even know if
very little rain.
But it's crazy.
Now, it did rain, but
yeah. I mean, gosh, Globe again, man.
Oh.
They got hammered again last night. I'm like, is there a curse?
Well, we were just talking about my buddy Rick Peralt. I'm coming at you as soon as the show's over, by the way, Rick. He was showing me video of where we were at the other day on the East Valley by, I think they call it AAG now.
Okay.
Used to be Legacy.
Yeah.
Dude, the tarps are floating. The field tarps are floating over. It was wild. The West Valley got a bunch. The East Valley got a bunch. Our East Valley got a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
But at my house, probably 2 or 3 little. The skies look, I posted yesterday, they looked ominous for a while. They were like, whoa, man. And they were everywhere, just as black as you can picture.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we didn't get, I was cool with it.
Yeah.
We didn't get wiped out. The temperature was
beautiful.
Mid, a little bit humid. We were out the pumpkin patch. I understand you went yesterday. We went Saturday. We had some meetings here at the studio. We'll be talking about that in upcoming podcasts. Some really cool things are coming to we've got a lot of cool things going now, but there's a lot of really, really cool activity taking place. We had a meeting here.
Humbled,
yeah, it's humbling. We had a meeting here Saturday morning. The weather was right. We already had people out there that we knew, so we wanted to race out and spend some time with them. And we got there at 10:30-ish. Humid. It was pretty humid, but man, no rain. Until it came time to carry our food across the field. But Tammy had packed, a couple umbrellas, so we were able to shield her. But really nice weather. And you know what? I got to say, John, Maggie, Melissa, the whole team out there, and there's a large team. Man, you guys were just on point this weekend, and you said the same thing. Everything was 10 out of 10.
Yeah, their staff is so friendly.
Everything worked.
Just fun. When you ride the train, what I noticed was because we rode it twice because the kids want to ride it twice. The staff wave
the whole time.
It's awesome. They'll turn around and just wave. It's. So
I got a lot of video. I condensed it to the waving.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy on the back he did it. Yeah. But the food, no line. They were quicker than Chick-fil-A. The food was on point. No lines. Lots of people. And I think it was pretty cool in talking to Maggie a little bit. The rain didn't keep anybody away. Everybody just continued to show up. I mean, it is a farm. You're going to get wet sometimes.
Yeah.
At a farm, but they were just, John, guys, you guys rocked it.
And if you haven't gone yet,
still time.
Happen. There's some great temperatures and weather coming up. Yep. We knew that rain was in the forecast yesterday, but we saw that as still a great opportunity to not die in heat. So we said, you know what? Let's just do it. And we brought an umbrella and we had the kids' wagon. And everybody that was there yesterday knew the forecast and they were prepared. They had umbrellas and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It only really rained one time for 10 minutes while we were there. But we went and ate while it rained.
Right.
And it was, there's no lightning, there was no thunder,
Right.
there's no crazy wind.
Right.
It was just rain, like
Yeah.
soaking rain. It was nice. And
Yeah.
the temperature was amazing. There was a cool breeze. It was probably the best temperature scenario we've experienced. Even though there was rain around, it was amazing. And for the first time, I went and watched the pig races.
Yes.
I haven't seen that yet. They have that cool auditorium kind of thing there with the bales of hay and then the cover, and I hadn't seen that before. So we went and watched the pig races, and that was great.
And you mentioned cover. There's a lot of places, even when
shade.
it is raining or you need shade, there's plenty of spots that large numbers of people can get out of the sun or out of the rain. So don't let that deter you. They're open, I hope this is right, Thursday and Fridays, 3 to 9, Saturday and Sundays, 9 to 9 for the next, till the end of October.
There you go.
And I don't remember the 20, let's see, yesterday was the 11th?
Yeah.
Today's
yesterday
the 12th, right?
No, it was the 12th yesterday.
12th. So I guess through the 26th would be the last date they're open.
Yeah. I might go again.
We talked about it. I don't know. You got little kids. You're more in that prime. We talked about it. We even mentioned your name when we said, "Hey, we might go again. Take David and the family."
Yeah, we were gonna go this next weekend, but it just seemed right. Everything was lining up to just knock it out. But maybe we'll go again.
Yeah. Hey, lots going on in the north part of Pima County, Oro Valley, Marana right now.
Yeah.
The fall has started. You don't see any more. Everything right now is 70s and 60s.
Yeah.
In the temperature.
And if you're just tuning in after Wake Up with Christopher DeSimone, he did a great job covering Tucson today, so we're not gonna cover this is the Marana and Oro Valley experience.
We like to keep it light here.
Oh man, but if you keep giving the man stuff to talk about, it's like just don't set yourself up. It's just anyways.
Well, a lot of it though. Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah,
I was just going to talk about, but the long range plans for Oro Valley and Marana are really there's some good stuff happening there. There's some really good stuff. I see people, I hear people. You quit being so negative. Some people, that's just all they are, is negative about everything. Well, you know what? Don't ignore reality, but you know what? How about having a solution to something? It's just, I don't want to get off on that positive, negative thing too far, but just today, I see somebody with just a negative ripping somebody, and I'm like, well, okay, there's a lot of truth to what you're saying, but where's your solution in that?
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about what we do at Move. We realize there are issues, but we're not going to dwell on the negative. We're going to accent the positive, and let's work together as a community to grow. Like I said last week on this show, if you like what you see, go get involved and push it forward. If you don't like what you see, go get involved and offer some solutions. But just standing up and beating your chest, I should call this person out, by the way. I'm not going to. About talking this negative. You know what? It's self-fulfilling prophecy after a while. Because you're not offering any solutions. And you can tell it riles me because I'm like, well, where's your solution to this, dude? I'm sorry. I got up on a little rant.
Oh, no,
I'll
you're
get down
good.
on my soapbox.
Hey, there's an element to this that's entertainment. I mean,
well, it upsets me.
Because I've been smoked. I've been roasted. I've seen stuff online.
Yeah. Well, this is not to me personally. Actually, it's not to me at all. But they took, no, I'm not going to get into that anymore. But it's just, come on, offer a solution. Quit being a bitter old person.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think they love it.
Oh, no. That's, you know what? That's the person they become.
Yeah.
And they become more and more that. Well, you know what? Here's the reality. If you keep pushing the negative, everybody's tuning you out.
Yeah.
At some point. Really? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Because at some point they're like,
sorry.
I'm done. I'm not listening to that person. So you're just in an echo chamber at that point. You're listening to your own, you're eating your own dog food, and
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah. Hey, one of the things I want to talk about today is the RTA, the Regional Transportation Authority. And I don't want it to be seen as like a politicized issue, because every day, I think you would agree, we see people complaining about some sort of infrastructure or some sort of roadway issue, or something needs to be addressed, or they want to see something like connecting pieces that make traffic flow easier, right? And the Regional Transportation Authority is this combined governmental agreement between the county and the municipalities here that are involved.
There's 9 of them.
There's 9 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it involves, all the mayors from each municipality that's involved or area that's involved.
And let me preface this real quick. All 9 have an equal voice.
Exactly.
It's not weighted.
Yeah.
So Tucson, with a population of
500,000,
let's say 500, has the same voice as South Tucson, which has a population of 50,000.
Right.
Marana, 60,000.
Mm-hmm.
The tribe, probably less than that. So just to preface that, 9 entities with equal.
Yeah. And it involves a half-cent sales tax, or a tax for it. Not a sales tax, but a tax for it. And
this is RTA. Are you talking about the current one?
The current one that's going to end, and then
RTA
there's the vote
next.
to RTA next, right? So, I'm talking about it from a perspective of growing up in this area, seeing what has happened with the builds and the highway and everything, and what needs to happen going forward. The reality is, RTA next is imperative for the growth of Marana and Oro Valley. And there's a lot of naysayers that'll say, "Oh, this is crazy, this tax or whatever else." But on the flip side, those same folks are going to go and talk about how there's not enough getting done to help the infrastructure.
Yeah, they want to argue both sides of the argument. They want both sides of the argument.
Yes.
There's not enough getting done, but these guys aren't doing a good enough job.
Right. So if you look at the highway projects, and I know Mayor Post has talked about it, I think Mayor Murphy has talked about it too, is those big interchange projects that happen. RTA helps with those.
Big time.
Big time. And that's the taxpayers' money at work, having that happen, having those projects get done. There's still, and I'm being selfish, but I'm talking about the Marana area in particular. There's still some of those interchange projects that have to get done. Cordero and Tangerine, which Tangerines has already been started.
The new, well, yes and no. I know they got the build, but they still got to do it. They got to finance it.
Yeah. But it's not going over the railroad tracks.
Right now, it's not.
No, it's not. Union Pacific said no.
Yeah.
So that's all I know for now. But going forward with these projects, right? There's going to be needs for connectivity, for quicker ways to get to places and stuff. I'm here expressing. Go to the website. Go to RTA Next. Go read the project. Go look at the plans and understand what it means for you and your family going forward with this. Right? I'm going to sit here and say that we need to continue the project, because if we don't, now these municipalities, Marana is going to be subject to financing these projects on their own. And how do you think that would happen? The same thing is going to happen. You're going to have to create tax.
300, 400, 500 million, and going up. That's today's prices.
Yeah. So I think we need to approach this with this common sense, right? And you talk about the people I know you're talking about this morning. This guy goes and writes negative stuff on everything and anything. And he was a council member at one point, right? For one of the municipalities here. But it's like, dude, look at what needs to be done and what you're desiring to occur. How do you think that happened? Does money fall out of the sky? Does, when you really get into the nuts and bolts of how RTA works and how much it helps, to me, it's a no-brainer to go forward with it. And this is going to be on your ballots in March of 2026, right? Yeah. So take a look at it in the meantime. And I'm calling out, like, I always hear people in my age group and lower complaining about this stuff all the time. This is your opportunity to go
involved
and decide what's going to happen with it. You know where I stand on it.
Hey, because my age group
Yeah.
complains about it all the time,
Yeah.
but we're a little more proactive. When you get to my age, the percentages of who votes goes up dramatically from your age group, right? Let me say this, and I don't think this is revealing a secret of any kind. You know where a large outsized proportions of these projects get spent? In the growth areas. What's going on in Marana? Marana's growing like crazy. So Marana, Oro Valley to a lesser degree, Green Valley, but Marana is going to be, if you live in Marana, you're going to benefit big time from these projects because that's where the vast majority of the growth is taking place. So you're going to get new roads, new bridges, new overpasses that need to that actually have been needed. They needed to be done 20 years ago. You're going to get the opportunity to build some of those, especially in Marana, which is a corridor to 10, because that's kind of what we're talking about now.
Yeah,
it's the gateway to 10, which affects me in Oro Valley, because at some point I got to get on 10, and I got to go through either Tucson or Marana to get on 10.
right.
So the quicker we can, I'm with you on this. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But okay, I'm going to quote Chris Collins again, but doing nothing is not an option. If we do nothing,
they'll have bigger problems.
You're going to compound. Hey, some of us old cats might not affect us, but you young guys, it's definitely going to affect you. And when I say as we get older, these problems aren't as pressing for us because, we're on the twilight years. But you guys that are in your 20s and 30s and 40s, this is going to be, like I say, a lot of these problems should have been solved 20 years ago, before RTA was even a thing. You look at some of these overpasses and some of these roads and things, they had no clue, or at least a response to them, that the growth was going to be at the level it is now. I don't think anybody saw the growth tripling, like Marana has tripled in size in the last 2 decades. Did anybody see that coming?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Even people that should have seen it, didn't. Because how do you predict that kind of growth?
Yeah, and you talk about growth, and I think this is another great opportunity. I'll say it for there's groups of people that don't want any growth, right? They don't want anything to happen. They don't want to see the younger families have a great experience with life where they live.
And shame on them.
And that's what you're doing when you say, "Hey, we don't want any growth."
Yeah.
Get your stuff, move your ass to the mountains. Right?
Or the desert. We got plenty
or
of that.
the desert.
You
don't
want anybody in your way? Go move.
Yeah. You ever been somewhere where it's really noisy and it bothers you a little bit? What do you usually do?
Hey, can we
You go walk out of the building and you get your ass out of the building and you go where it's quiet.
I moved here. Let's stop growth. That drives me nuts.
Oh,
it drives me nuts.
I'm homegrown,
and that's old people. I'm sorry, I don't see it so much in young people. I'm sorry.
I'm a homegrown. I remember when there was, Silver Bell was, one way each way, and Walmart didn't even exist yet on Cortero. And I think about all the opportunity and stuff that's here now, and you just get pumped. You get so excited because I remember going, man, what am I gonna do around here?
I'm not homegrown, but I remember at Cotero, we talked.
Yeah.
The only thing there was the McDonald's and the gas station.
Yeah.
Now, Kai's must have been their corporate headquarters.
Yeah.
Must have been back over there because those buildings have been there a while. But you couldn't see them because there were too many big trees.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Now you can't even get off the road going that way.
So back to the growth thing. If you don't like the growth, or you want to if you want to have a role on how it happens in a responsible way and creating, a benefit, a net benefit for everybody, there's ways to design things and ways to create infrastructure where, you still have that homegrown feeling. You always hear us talk about it. Go to Queen Creek.
Yeah.
Right. Go to Gilbert and see how they've really kept that small town feel alive. in the development, right? You still got farm fields out there, but then you got places for young families to live and
buy their groceries and go be
entertained and have fun, and still you still have that experience. You see roads that have that white picket fence in that yard, and that stuff's still there.
Hey, if you don't want that, then buy up all the property around you. Right?
Yeah.
If you don't want that, move into your home and then buy up everything you can see.
Hold on,
that's the only way to have
let me see something real quick. I want to search. When you buy property, do you get the views?
You do for the moment.
No.
Okay.
It says,
You know what? We're almost. Well, we are. We're jumping into that where we're being the negative.
No,
but
I
the
disagree
reality
with that. We're not being negative. We are being influential.
Positive, but I just gave you the alternative. Buy it all up.
There you go.
If you don't want anybody moving next door to you, buy it all up.
What did we say that was negative?
Well, we're beating up people. What we're trying to do.
What's our responsibility with these?
I feel like I'm beating people up.
I'm not.
Stop it.
I just said get your ass somewhere else.
That's beating
There's
people
plenty
up.
of opportunities other.
But you're not wrong.
Oh.
Hey, I don't understand that mentality,
I like
though.
hanging out with folks, and my favorite groups to hang out with are with people that disagree and are critical.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you can learn a lot from them.
100%.
But also, you can, if they let you, you can talk about how you feel. You know what's great about right now and what we're doing? Nobody's going to stop me from saying what I'm saying.
Yeah. Disagreeable. I have no problem with that at all. Disagreeable. Just don't be a jerk.
Preach.
With Chris Collins, I'm doing this for you. With all due respect, don't be a jerk.
Yeah. Let's go to break. We'll come back, and we'll continue the positive conversation.
We came in off of such a nice, relaxing weekend, and here we go.
Oh man,
You guys should hear us when the cameras aren't running sometimes.
Yeah, that's where it really goes down. But yeah, we'll see you after this break.
Thank you, Shay.
Thank you, Shay.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Calling all families, the Marana Pumpkin Patch is your ticket to fall fun for everyone. We've got jumping pillows, a diesel train, farm animals, and our famous corn maze. Plus, explore our massive 70-acre pumpkin patch from Post Farms. Marana Pumpkin Patch, where families make unforgettable fall memories. Tickets available at maranapumpkinpatch.com.
Hey, we are back.
We're
getting kind of roasted on our messages here.
It's sarcastic though.
Yeah.
I think they would appreciate what we're saying.
I'm seeing a few laughing emojis pop
up. Hey, so I will say, if I did offend you,
oh, you didn't offend me.
If I said anything negative, if the word ass hurt your feelings, you can call us at 520-373-2059, and we have set up a counseling session for you for free.
Or you can call us at 520-771-5101. If you
want to join the conversation, 520-771-5101. Join us.
You can use, and if you start dropping some crazy profanity, we're gonna shut you down.
I'm just done. But no, what I wanted to say was, I'm not speaking.
You said
I'm not speaking this about. This isn't me. I'm actually thinking about my kids when I have these conversations. I stopped thinking about me a long time ago.
Yeah, amen.
You know why? There's somebody else. There's something else that's much more powerful than I. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in where we're at in life and what we're doing and how we're helping folks and serving, that there is a responsibility for myself and those around us to make sure the next group, the next lineup, the next people have opportunities that we had or even better.
Amen.
And it's like this, when I talk about this stuff, that's all I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get anything out of I don't get anything out of if Tangerine and I-10, but I know somebody's
you
kid will.
David. You will benefit from that because
Yeah.
you're a young guy. You know, I say the same thing, and for me, it's applicable. When you get to my age, and I've said this to a lot of people my age, hey, look, we could set it out because there's really no long-term gain that's going to benefit us, especially as we get older. That's just a fact. But here, notwithstanding education, they just keep on coming at us. But here's the reality of it. Thank you guys. We see you. We see you. I see you. I see all of you. But the reality of it is, doing nothing is not an option. And my thing is, you know what? I'm going to apologize to the younger group because there's so many of us as older people, we get bitter and cranky and stuff. You know what? What's the matter with us? And so for me, it's not personal at all. I don't think I'm going to reap a ton of the benefits from it. But we've got to do this, especially as older folks, people that have kind of already had. Think about how I grew up. I don't want to get in this long-winded thing, but education was amazing. People supported us, and now all of a sudden we're going to take all that away from the younger people because it doesn't benefit me. Somebody's obstructing my view. Mm-hmm. Shame on all the seniors that feel that way.
Yeah,
and so I'm going to counter that, and I'm going to hold people accountable for that.
Yeah.
If you're not looking for the next future or the second or third generation in front of us, that's been a heavy. Maybe I'm kind of going into what the messages are talking about, generational stuff. It's important for me that your children, your grandchildren, my grandchildren have those opportunities. And the only way to do that is to come together as a community and solve our problems. Yeah. And quit being such negative Nellies about all this and fighting back and calling names. Yeah. You know what? If you can't bring some kind of solution to what we're talking about, and all you're doing is just sniping, I need you to set it out.
Yeah. Put your pride and your comfort aside for a little bit.
What's ego?
Well, ego.
Look how smart I am. Look at me. I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's something
that.
I would never say.
I'll say it.
No, I'm saying I would never say I'm smart. But anyways, speaking of smart, I want to talk about a story. This one moves into education. You know, we went to the school board meeting, panel, the student panel with the district and Dan Streeter, which was really, really cool. And
I heard from him over the weekend.
Good.
Yeah,
I hope he's
in a positive manner.
Hope he had a great time away. So I was out exercising at a local or a gym here in town, and there was a student that was a student when I was a school resource officer at Marana High School, and he studied to become a teacher. He went to the University of Arizona, and he recently graduated. And right off the bat, to me, I'm like, okay, hey, so where are you going to go try to teach? What school? What grade level? What are you going to do? Like, I really want to know. It's important to hear that. Like, I was trying to say, hey, you're gonna go to Marana. How it is. But broke my heart, man. This is something that all of us need to think about and think of some ideas to fix this. This guy is this young man is very, very smart, and he's very well mannered. He takes time to think about things, and he's always been that way.
And he spent a lot of money to get an education.
He did, and this was not a student that got in trouble. This was a student who would take time out of his day to come ask how I was doing. He made himself known to the administrators in a different light, right? You would think this student that went through his educational process, spent a bunch of money, got a teaching degree, was going to go teach. He's not. He's going to go work. I'm not going to say he's going to work for an organization that wants to bring him in the management level straight out of college. And it has nothing to do with education and the conversation involved the amount of money he would be making.
And I'm not going to share either.
Yeah.
But it's nothing I'll echo what you just said and reemphasize that nothing to do with education. It's it's about as far removed from an educational program as you can get.
Right.
And it was all about money.
Yeah. And
and that's unfortunate.
And I don't want people to go, oh man, he just cares. It's not that. It's not that at all. When we had the conversation and you break it down on how much it costs to live and how much it costs to do things and make stuff happen, this young man had every reason to make the choice he made. Right? You can chase your passion, and it's and it's going to be hard. But when it's hard to the fact that you can't even live or start a family off of that amount of money. So here we are in 2025, right? We're talking about education. I personally know, and I'm still praying and hoping that he makes the decision to teach. And I told him that. I said, hey, I still hope that one day I run into you again and you say, I'm teaching here or here, right? I just witnessed somebody in close, not too far in age, but somebody that's younger make a decision to not educate and help younger kids because there's not enough money to be made. And then the folks that would go, oh, well, teachers and stuff, they don't need to be paid. I totally disagree. I don't understand why we are here and you have superintendents of districts making $400,000 and a teacher can't make $100,000.
I think this is my take and always has been.
Yeah.
With what you're talking about, I want to touch on it. Yes, there are issues with our we all know that.
Yeah.
And you and I have vowed
But I'm
to each
talking
other.
about the recruiting segment right now.
I'm going to get at that.
Yeah.
I think, me personally, and we'll never know unless we try it, that our teachers should have a beginning salary of $80,000, let's say. I'm talking Arizona. I don't know how that matches up with where you're at. And I'll tell you what we'll do.
Hey Shay, can you look up and see how much the current starting salary average is for a teacher in Arizona?
Well, it's going to be 35 or 40. I mean, if not more than that. I think, and you know what? I'm gonna be accountable here and be honest and fully transparent. I think there's a lot of teachers that we don't need teaching. I don't know what the percentage is, but there are. It would be.
It happens at a lot of organizations.
It would happen in every organization.
Right.
Okay. And let's just qualify that. But the difference with this, I'm going to push back a little bit on what you said. Not that it's not true.
Oh yeah, no.
But not that it's not true, because it's true. Every organization except Live the Dream Media has people in it that they probably shouldn't have in it. Right. But here's the difference. Education is so important. It's kind of like the medical field. It ranks up there as far as importance to society to educate our kids in a better. And I don't know what the number is. I think it's small.
It's approximately $44,124.
Okay. See, there you go. So here's what I think would happen if you. Okay, what was it? 44,000. Let's say 50. If you bump that up to 75, if you had a 50% pay increase for beginning teachers in Arizona, you know what you would get?
Better teachers.
You'd get better teachers.
AKA that student.
Because now we got more competition for those jobs. So now we can be a little more selective. Right now at $40,000, who wants kind of like a law officer in Tucson right now? I saw some numbers. $30,000 to be a law officer in Tucson. God bless the men and women in Tucson that are working for $30 an hour in that cesspool, right? It's the same with educators. If we quit trying to bargain hunt for teachers, we're going to get better teachers. And we know a lot of teachers. We love them. We don't know any of them that fit in that, which I know is there.
Yeah.
That lower percentile.
Yeah.
I just know it's there.
Yeah.
But if we raise the rate, I've said it in front of people that are educators, and I mean it, $100,000. Let's do 100% increase. You think you wouldn't get some seriously solid educators fighting for those positions? And is anybody at MUSD or MPI or Tucson Unified, or is anybody going to fight me on let's pay everybody $80,000 to start or $100,000 to start? Are any teachers? Is the teachers union going to fight me on that?
They might.
They'd be the only ones, because the rank and file would go do it. And
you probably go, David, why would you say that? Well,
now you're getting ready to go down another
I
whole
have some
rabbit
experience
hole.
with unions, and unions protect people that Clint was saying, with what Clint was saying, there's some teachers that probably shouldn't be teaching, right? And there's lawyers that probably shouldn't be lawyers
100%.
and whatever else. But here's the deal. They've got unions. Unions will protect a lot of that or try to keep a lot of that behind closed doors and a whole bunch of. Now, I'm not going to say the unions don't do great things. They do some great things, right? They might help out some.
Do.
Yeah, do. They might do some great things, but in the reality is we have. So we're talking about an issue that has all these different thorns on it, right? This vine of just stuff going on, and we're just talking about the simple fact of the recruiting basis, right? Going forward for our future young students and professors and teachers. A great candidate is gone. Great teacher. I just know he would have been a great teacher because he's young, but I've listened to him on some things, right? And he's told me some and shared stuff, and I'm like, here we are losing that, and we're letting it go on the wayside, and here's perspective, okay? And I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up. The city of Tucson, okay, their council members, how much do you think they make a year?
And it's 90, isn't it? And the mayor makes 125.
Yeah. Here you are with teachers making $44,000 a year. You can't live on that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Especially when you got to take part of that 44 and buy art supplies or stuff for your classroom to exist.
Yeah.
Hey, full transparency, you and I didn't sit down with a plan to talk about education today. But I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about education a lot, and I'll tell you why. What's more important than educating our children?
Yeah, you're right.
And my phone just keeps blowing up. I'll get back to you guys as we get
so
done.
Here's a story, right? So this comes from one of our listeners. I had a similar situation 30 years ago. I was a reserve firefighter. When they offered me a full-time position, it was half of what I was making in retail management.
Yeah.
Right? And you always hear people, well, you don't get into the field for the money. It's like, right, there is a passion to it. There's a want to serve, but
I've got a theory about that too. And here's my old statement about that. Anybody that would say money's not important, I believe they'd lie about other things too. It is important. Now, should people get, hey, you know what? If you're trying to get into it for the money, then get into banking, right? Where's the money at? The market. Get into the market. Get into banking. Start a business. If you're doing things for money, then go where the money is. That's what Willie Sutton, even before my time, there was this infamous bank robber, Willie Sutton, and they said, Willie, why do you rob banks? And you know what he said? Because that's where the money is. So there should be a lot of stuff done for doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And teaching is certainly one of those things. Politicians, elected officials should be their main. Don't do it for the money per se. Do it because it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the right thing to do, and you and I both are in these environments right now, the right thing to do is sit on boards of impact for free. Matter of fact,
do that.
Actually, those boards are not free. They cost board members, in our case, money.
Money, yeah.
Okay, you want to do the right thing, go sit on a committee for free.
Mm-hmm.
Run for office, especially in Oro Valley. They don't make that kind of money. No. It's going to cost you money to be an elected official in Marana and Oro Valley. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I begged Marana to raise their salaries a little bit. They did. Marana and Oro Valley needs to do it next. I won't throw the numbers out there. 10,000. That's not even to cover
10,000 for the year.
For the year, I think maybe 9. That's not even enough to cover your gas, much less your Now you get a few perks, but my point goes back to do the right thing, and you should be compensated for it in some way. And if we could rally, Dr. Dan, we're here to help you. How do we get starting wages in Marana Unified School District at least 20% more than where they are right now? And I don't know what Marana starts at. Their average is maybe a little higher than that. Because again, if we're not educating our children, who's going to, I'm saying this again from a selfish standpoint, who's going to take care of me when I get old?
Yeah.
Bunch of dummies? This is my buddy Rick Peralta. I don't want any dummies playing for me. You know what I mean? So for selfish reasons, it's not, but there's a little levity in that.
Yeah. We need the educator contracts deals like baseball.
I agree.
Hey, this guy or gal is killing it. We're going to offer him another 3 years for this, right?
Yeah, I agree. I actually often say
and
that.
you gotta participate on a civic board and be a teacher.
Yeah,
that's part of your contract.
Yeah, and we're going to pay you $350.
Yeah,
for the next 3 years per year.
Yeah,
that's what we should be doing.
So we're getting ready to come into a new decade, right? The 2030s. You believe that?
We're coming up on it.
This should be something that happens in the early 2030s. I think it's doable.
Hey, you want again? I'm going to jump in there too because you've already done it. I'm going to jump in there. If you want to do this,
yeah,
we'll do it this way. We'll sign contracts. I say we, the community, we got to do a better job of getting people elected to school boards.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, some of the stuff I've seen recently with school boards is shameful. Number one.
Yeah. So
we got to do a better job as a community electing people to school boards. Number two, teachers, I'm sorry, you got to work as independent contractors, free agents, because your union will prohibit you from getting the 375 because there's too many people want the 375 in front of you that aren't going to let you get your 375. I'm just using that as a. But we want to treat, is this fair enough to say, David, you and I, our philosophy is we want to treat teachers like prized athletes, people that are talented. We want to reward the ones that are really good, like in crazy ways. Because think about the legacy you're leaving as a teacher. If you crank out solid students every year who are going to all become adults and participants in the system, at some point, they're not going to be in school forever. Isn't that worth the money that we're talking about? Right?
Yep.
And if you do the job right as a leader, because now we're talking about leadership, you're going to turn out great kids, and it's going to be self-feeding after a while. The kids, because you know how people taught each other in the old days? My dad, I can hear my dad. My dad was great at math. Even in second, third, fourth grade, he was teaching his students. He was teaching his fellow classmates, right? In a one-room schoolhouse.
Yeah.
That's how it really works. Right?
Yeah.
Is you get the right leadership, you get the right people in place from the administrators right on down. At least this is my take. I'm not an educator, but I know reality.
Yeah.
Because I've had too many people in positions of authority or power go, you don't know how things work. That's an insult. I don't know how to perform surgery. I couldn't go practice law in a courtroom, but I am paying attention to what's going on. Fair enough? And the civic stuff is really not that difficult to figure out. We just need good leaders, and we need good people, practitioners, fulfilling those visions. And we need to do, I'm going to end this as we're going to end a lot of these. We got to do a better job educating our kids. And I think a lot of people feel that way. So what we got to do is have open channels and sit down, check your ego at the door, and let's figure out ways to support Dan Streeter and the good folks at Unified, Marana Unified, Amphi, Tucson. Hey, if you're an educator, I don't care where you're at. If you're listening to this, you're an educator in Alaska. We're cheering for you. Right?
Yeah.
It's important. You know why? Because your kids are dependent on that education. My grandchildren are dependent on that education. We got it. I've heard people say, we got to wrap up, but I've heard people my age going, I already got mine. I don't have any kids in school. I'm not going to vote for that. I'm like, what's the matter with you? I think they're being honest. But boy, how short-sighted are you? And I look at them, I'm like, who's going to take care of you when you're old and you can't take care of yourself? It sounds to me like you're okay with a bunch of dummies doing that.
And no, I am not running for anything.
Yeah. And nor am I. Somebody asked me the other day, like, what are you running for? I'm like, yeah, it ain't happening.
No,
But hey, we are getting into that season.
Yeah.
And you guys probably know this, but Live the Dream Media is, we're, I don't want to use the word license, but we have authorization to run all kinds of political campaigns, political ads, and we do. We'll be going into our.
We don't run the political campaigns. We run the ads.
We're involved. We're involved with campaigns.
Yeah.
No, we're quick to. We don't run campaigns because we don't. But we're heavily involved in campaign, and we're already in that season. Again, this is our third full-fledged campaign season. So sorry about that, by the way, guys.
Hey, Hey, thanks for all the engagement today, guys. This is awesome.
Yeah. I'll be getting back with you guys. There's quite a few. It might take me till we're going to go grab something to eat. Maybe we should have eaten before we came on the show because I don't think any of this is hangry. But
no, this isn't I don't think this isn't hangry at all. No, I think it's just we see stuff going on. People are communicating. We see questions being asked. The most important part was answering some questions about the RTA because I see a lot of confusion on it. And it's just because people won't take time to go read. Before you go, you know what the average time someone spends reading a news article from the major platforms? Guess how long it is?
Maybe 15 seconds or less.
It's 2 minutes. Is the average.
Because I think most people are reading the headlines and moving on.
Yeah, 2 minutes is not long at all. That's not long. If you go look at the RTA next, you need more than 2 minutes.
You need probably 10 minutes.
Yeah, and it's like.
2 minutes.
The energy on the posting that goes on and the arguments are significantly longer than if you just went and read. I'm
gonna push back on that. Where are you getting your? I'm gonna ask you on there. As I would ask my wife, what's your source on that 2 minutes?
That was Claude.
I don't think
using all the tools and resources available to Claude.
Shh.
Yeah,
you're giving away the sauce.
No, so you got to remember some of them have video embedded.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that helps with if you see that a lot, there's a lot of retention with the video.
I would push back, even with Claude, that I love. I would push back on that. I think most people are 8 to 10 to 15 seconds at most. I think the vast majority. You can see that with a lot of.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing.
You can see, we got the attention span of a guppy, of a goldfish. 3 to 5 seconds is about, and you know what? And we're all guilty. If we're not interested, we're going to slide by it. Mm-hmm. But I would 2 minutes. I don't think that's got to be 10% max, or paying that much attention to, unless it's something they're really interested. How many people you think are really interested in education, David? When we're talking a lot about education or RTA, they'll moan about it, they'll complain about it.
15%.
They'll read the headline, and then that's what they run with.
Yeah.
And the headline writers know that. We do the same. Let's get their attention and at least try to get our message across in that 3 to 8 seconds that they're reading the headline to this reel, because if that's the lasting impression that people run with. Hey, who was I talking to? I talked to a lot of people, and part of this is distillation of all the people that we talk to. You and I we're engaging with a lot of people on a regular basis. This is the conversations that I'm having. The one we're having right now, right?
Yeah.
With a lot of people.
Right.
Transportation, education, what's going on with the next board, what's going on with the next election. I'll repeat myself. If you like what's happening, get involved, push it forward. If you don't like what's happening, get involved and make some changes. Check your ego at the door. You don't know everything. We got to get out of here. Blair and Summers are getting ready to come in. Thanks again, Al. I'm on my 4th cup, if you can't tell by now.
Holy cow.
Guys, we appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Be nice to everybody. It's just not that hard.
Ciao.
Peace out. Have a good weekend. Or good week.